Fabrizio Romano shares update on Hugo Ekitike transfer amid Newcastle United and Liverpool links. Liverpool in transfer talks with Premier League star as striker search continues. Attention Reds fans, let's dive into the latest Liverpool news. The name Hugo Ekitike has returned to the spotlight this European summer, and to the delight of Liverpool fans, the Reds are being mentioned as one of the possible destinations for the French striker. With 22 goals and 12 assists for Eintracht Frankfurt last season, Ekitike is finally beginning to fulfill the promise he showed early in his career. After a tough spell at Paris Saint-Germain, where he had limited chances behind stars like Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar, Ekitike found a new home in Germany. There, he gained confidence, consistency, and established himself as a key player for Frankfurt. His strong performances reignited interest from several top clubs, including Newcastle United, who have already attempted to sign him twice. In the first attempt, Ekitike chose to continue his development in France, and the second, he rejected the Magpies in favor of the move to PSG. Still, Newcastle has been linked with the player once again this summer, reportedly viewing him as a potential replacement for Alexander Isak. The Telegraph even listed Ekitike among the main targets for St. James Park. This is where Liverpool enters the picture. The Anfield club is also considered a potential destination for Ekitike, and with good reason. The Frenchman has a physical build and playing style very similar to Isak, and he could be an interesting option for Liverpool's attack, especially with growing speculation over Darwin Núñez's future. Journalist Fabrizio Romano provided an important update on Ekitike's future in his podcast, Here We Go. According to him, the Premier League remains the most likely destination for the 23-year-old striker, and Liverpool continues to be one of the top options. Romano said, "His future is still open, but from what I'm hearing, the Premier League is still the most likely destination for a striker who had a fantastic season. I would keep Liverpool among the options because they've always had strong interest in signing him. Let's see what happens now with the timing, because Núñez's exit will be key to understanding how Liverpool will move forward with Ekitike and other attacking options. There's still interest from more English clubs, and I've been told the race remains wide open. But the story isn't over, and I'm sure we'll be back in the coming weeks to talk more about Ekitike and a Premier League transfer." Even Manchester United, despite being out of European competitions, is mentioned as a possible destination, though it offers less appeal at the moment. While Newcastle considers names like Calvert-Lewin, Liverpool is closely monitoring Hugo Ekitike, a 23-year-old in excellent form. With a style that fits well at Anfield, Ekitike represents a promising opportunity despite the high cost. The race is open, and the Reds faithful would surely welcome him with open arms next season. Liverpool has reportedly opened talks to sign Jean-Philippe Mateta, Crystal Palace's striker, as a more affordable alternative to some of the names previously linked to strengthen the Reds' attack. According to French outlet Foot Mercato, Liverpool representatives met with the player's agents in Paris to discuss a potential move to Anfield. Mateta, who recently turned 28, is enjoying a great run of form and has stood out in the Premier League. Over the last 2 seasons, he has scored 36 goals for Crystal Palace, demonstrating consistency and effectiveness in front of goal. With a contract running until the summer of 2027, this could be the perfect time for the London club to cash in on the striker. Liverpool views Mateta as a more affordable option compared to other targets like Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, and Ademola Lookman. The expected price tag is between €50 million and €60 million, making him a financially viable choice. Although Liverpool typically targets younger players, Mateta brings Premier League experience and a solid track record, which could prove decisive for his potential signing. The need to bolster the attack has become even more urgent with Darwin Núñez possibly on his way out, being strongly linked to Napoli, and the tragic passing of Diogo Jota, which has left both an emotional and sporting gap in the squad. Currently, Núñez is the only natural striker available, having scored recently in a preseason win over Preston, while players like Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo can play centrally, and there's potential for Florian Wirtz to operate as a false nine, the team still needs a traditional center forward for the upcoming season. Alexander Isak is viewed as the dream signing for that role, but Newcastle is under no pressure to sell him after resolving their financial fair play issues and securing a Champions League spot for next season. Therefore, Jean-Philippe Mateta emerges as a practical solution, with Premier League experience, recent form, and the ability to adapt quickly to Liverpool's system. The Reds' management is carefully analyzing the market for reinforcements who can deliver immediate results without compromising the club's finances. Mateta fits this profile and could be the missing piece to balance Liverpool's attack under Arne Slot. With the transfer window still open, the French striker's arrival remains a real and increasingly discussed possibility behind the scenes at Anfield. Liverpool remains active in the transfer market and has now turned its attention to Malik Fofana, the young standout from Lyon, according to reports from RMC Sport. The 20-year-old winger impressed during the 2024-25 season and caught the attention of several European giants, including Olympique de Marseille and Bayern Munich. However, Liverpool appears to be in a strong position to secure his signature. Even after a busy window in which manager Arne Slot has already brought in key signings like Georgi Mamardashvili, Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, and Milos Kerkez, Liverpool has not yet concluded its transfer plans. The club is looking for a young, promising winger to complete the squad and reinforce the attack. Malik Fofana fits this profile perfectly. Described by the French media as a magnificent winger prospect, Fofana had an outstanding campaign with Lyon, scoring 11 goals and providing 6 assists in all competitions. His most notable performance came in the Europa League quarter-finals against Manchester United, where he impressed with his maturity, pace, and decision-making in high-pressure moments. Lyon's difficult financial situation makes a sale likely this summer. Nottingham Forest had already agreed a deal with the French club, but negotiations broke down after failing to reach personal terms with the player. This reopened the door for other clubs, including Marseille. However, according to RMC Sport, a domestic transfer within Ligue 1 is considered unlikely, increasing the chances of a move to the Premier League, with Liverpool and Bayern Munich leading the chase. At Anfield, the interest in Fofana is also linked to a possible overhaul of the attacking department. Several key players may leave. Luis Diaz, for instance, is a target for Bayern Munich and has reportedly agreed personal terms, although Liverpool rejected the opening bid. Cody Gakpo, who can also operate on the left, is seen as an alternative, but he too has attracted interest. Harvey Elliott is expected to leave in search of more regular first-team football, while Darwin Núñez appears increasingly close to an exit, with transfer rumors persisting. Given this scenario, Malik Fofana represents a strategic opportunity. At just 20 years old, he has already proven he can perform at a high level and has the potential to grow even further under Arne Slot's guidance. His dynamic playing style, marked by speed, dribbling ability, and sharp decision-making in the final third, aligns well with the tactical ideas being introduced at Liverpool. With the transfer window in full swing, Liverpool must act swiftly if it wants to secure the talented youngster. The possible signing of Fofana would not only be an immediate boost, but also a long-term investment, keeping the club competitive across all fronts in the 2025-26 season. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time.